All right, we're back with another daily update video. So this is my agency speed run from 0 to $1 million in revenue. And how these videos work is I go over a quick agency tip of the day, YouTube comments, Q&A, input tracker updates, game plan for the day. If you can't already hear, my voice is pretty shot. I got sick yesterday. Yeah, so dealing with a sore throat and whatnot, but we're going to be pushing through anyways. Agency tip of the day, ironically, is from Unrelenting Discipline in Imperium Academy, Charlie Morgan's course. It's free, highly recommend. But this is where he outlines basically how you have these different zones of intensity of work and focus, and then also zones of intensity of rest. And most people literally live their entire existence in these like zone 1, zone 2 zones. So they like do a little bit of work, but like not too much. And then they like rest a little bit, but like fall asleep doom scrolling, constantly just like on social media. And that's not like true deep rest. So they just kind of like bounce back in between here. Ideally, and this black line here outlines like Charlie Morgan's typical day, what his average workday looks like, and the discipline/recovery chart. So he goes really hard during the day, sometimes takes a quick nap, really hard. And then in the evenings, he walks, chills, socializes, and that really recharges the batteries properly. If you're like trying to do social media in here, or kind of just like watching a movie while working, like it's not true rest. This needs to be true deep rest. So if you don't do this, if you don't offset the discipline with some solid rest, then you're going to crash, you're going to burn out, and you're going to have to take some hard zone 7 rest where you literally can't do anything for months. So it's important to push and go really hard in the discipline side, because that's the only way to build a business. Like it just takes so much raw calories to actually build a business. And so this is the only way to build the business. And this is the only way to sustain this. So you have to prioritize this, but not at the expense of this. That's the agency tip of the day. So we're going to get into some YouTube comments. So we go over here to the community, scroll all the way down. Let's go, man. Awesome. The cold calling journey ahead will be the trial by fire, and you'll have to go through it no matter what. Yes, 100% realize that. I didn't know that when I previously tried to start an agency. I didn't know this. I didn't know there was going to be a trial by fire. I thought it was too hard, and that for some reason it was supposed to be easy. And the truth is it's not. It's really not. And I know that this time, and that's why this time is going to be different. What's your business model and what's your MRR? Oh, we are exactly at $0 MRR, $0 revenue. Business model, marketing for plumbing companies. When would you say go high level is a must? I've been calling off my personal line. Yeah, dude. I would say if you're calling off your personal line, that works. And I would say what you don't want to have happen is your personal line gets marked as spam. A few too many people don't like your cold calls and mark your personal line as spam. That sucks. Then when you call your grandma, it's going to say spam likely or whatever. And that's not cool. So it's okay to start, and definitely do not use not having any other way of calling as an excuse to not make cold calls. But sooner rather than later, you'll want to switch to a proper dialer. I use Go High Level. It's pretty cheap. It works really well. There's Power Dialer already built in, tons of automations. You can send SMS, emails, everything to your clients, to your prospects in one platform. Really easy. And the numbers are really cheap. It's like $1.15 or $1.50 a month per number. And what I'm going to start doing is getting a unique number for each, definitely state level, So like if I'm in Canada, in Ontario, so I have an Ontario number, but let's say I'm gonna call New York, I'm gonna get a New York number, because even if I don't have like the city of the actual prospect that I'm calling, having at least the state is going to increase pickup rates. And for an extra $1.15 a month, it's like so worth it. Like if I look at like, okay, if I could get 5 more people to pick up in my whole session, is that worth $1? Yeah, probably. And I can use that to call way more than, way more than a couple hundred contacts, in a whole state. There's a few thousand plumbers. So I'm going to be using each number I purchase. I'm going to be using it a lot. And for me, it just totally makes sense to use a geographically local number to call all of my contacts. So anyways, hope that helps. Hey, Lincoln, do you have a script for your cold calling, or will you just improvise? And what's your offer? Yeah, dude. Right now, as of this very moment, I have the start of a cold calling script, but we're just going to improvise. In the past, I tried to like dial everything in perfect before starting, and that's never the way to go. You don't make much progress. You don't get as far as you want. You just have to just go with tremendous effort, tremendous action, and that's the only way to actually build a business. And so I'm gonna be winging it. I know, and here's like, I know that after 100 cold calls, I'll have a pretty good gauge of what's working, what's not. And so I just see the first 100 as my way of figuring out what cold calling script. And obviously, I'm going to go through Imperium Academy, like follow all of Charlie's suggestions and whatnot. But a lot of it is just going to be improvise and winging it. And my offer is basically marketing for plumbing companies, getting them more customers for their businesses. How many cold calls have you done so far? We've done 0. And you'll see in the tracking sheet that that is the case. So if I go over here to shoot tracker, yeah, you'll see in the tracking sheet. And do you use any other app with Go High Level for cold calling, or just that? Nope, just Go High Level. It works, and it's the best way to go, in my opinion, and the cheapest. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to go on to input tracker. So today is January 4th, so we're going to go over January 3. So total work hours, let me think. It was 4, did 0. Focus, it was decent, 70. Output, it was okay, 60. Not great. I did a speedrun update video. We have 0, all of this. $0 revenue collected, 0 cold calls, 0 everything. It was the weekend, and I was spending time with family, with my family. 0, everything is here, and we're going to be, yeah. So eventually, the target is to eventually get up to 5,000 plus total subscribers, 20 new subscribers per week, 10 plus shorts per week, etc. Those are the targets. But right now, I'm focused on cold calling, and the target is 100 for each workday with double taps for no answer. And yeah, that's what we're aiming to do. Previous time asleep, that's all good. Went to bed at 10:15 p.m. Woke up 5 a.m. So sleep's not been amazing, mostly just because I've been going to bed too late, but all is good. Eating prayer, no workout, don't know. Still have to do that. Morning prayer. Okay, so that's the update video. And we're done with this. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.